Good morning. If you are joining me on this, at least here in Kansas City, relatively chilly day, we're going to get started here in like 3, 4 minutes. Just get your mat ready, and if you want to throw some music on, I don't play music while I'm doing these live videos because it kind of screws with my sound a little bit. But that way you can play whatever music you want to listen to. So, like I said, we'll get started here in just a couple minutes. Okay, so it is 9 o'clock in Kansas City. And we'll go ahead and get started. So I am Tracy with Waldo Thai Massage. Just doing my normal yoga. And we'll see how this goes. I really have nothing planned for the day, so who knows what we're going to do. We'll find out. So go ahead and just start in a comfortable seated position, whatever that feels like to you. Just resting your hands on your knees or in your lap or whatever. And go ahead and close your eyes. And just start letting go of everything else in the world. Right now, everything that matters is right here in this moment. And giving your yoga practice your undivided attention today. Sitting up nice and tall, shoulders are relaxed, and start letting that tension and stress drain out of your body, letting everything go. Starting to release the tension that you might feel in your legs and your knees and your hips. Letting the belly be soft. Relaxing the shoulders. Releasing tension from your jaw. And just let go. Bringing your focus to your breath. Breathing slowly and deeply in through your nose and out through your nose. Feeling the belly rise and expand on your inhale. And gently pressing that belly button back towards the spine as you exhale. And taking a few moments here just to focus on your breath. Maybe even bringing a hand, a hand to your belly, maybe just below your belly button, and feel that belly rise and bring the air all the way down into the belly. Now on a next exhale, lengthen the spine and the back of your neck and drop your chin down to your chest. Feeling that really nice good stretch all along the back of your neck. Being mindful that your shoulders don't start creeping up. You want to keep them nice and relaxed. And then roll your head to the side so your right ear is above your right shoulder. And drop your left hand down and press into this stretch. And bring your hand back to your knee, roll your chin back down to your chest. And then roll your head to the other side so the left ear is above your left shoulder. Drop that right hand down, press into the stretch on this side. And bring the hand back to the knee, roll your chin back down to your chest. And then while your head is down, open your mouth absolutely as wide as you can make it And then you'll tip your head all the way back to look up at the ceiling, and then close your mouth so that you can feel a stretch along the front of your neck. You can even bring a hand just to kind of anchor those muscles as you tip your head back. And then release that stretch and bring your head back to neutral. And slowly open your eyes. Maybe feeling a little bit more grounded, a little bit more relaxed. And let's stretch out some fingers and shoulders a little bit. So bring the hands in front, interlace your fingers. Reach the arms away, flipping the palms out, round the upper back, tuck your chin under, and feel that nice good stretch along the upper back. You can bring your arms to the right, and then arms to the left, and then back forwards, and just really starting to wake up all of these muscles. And then reach the arms up, straighten the spine, pressing up as much as you can, getting that stretch in that fingers, that stretch in those fingers. Let's go with that one. Stretch in those fingers, these fingers, those fingers up there. Release the fingers, release, reach the arms out, palms face up, shoulders relaxed and down. And in this pose of opening, say, I am the most perfect me that ever lived. And then bring the elbows in, wrists pressing back. Nice heart opening, chest opening pose. And then bring the arms back in front, interlace the fingers again. Press the palms away from you, round the spine, tuck the chin under. Reach the arms up. Release the fingers, bring the arms out, palms facing the sky. And say, I love me just the way I am. And then bring those elbows in, wrists pressed back, opening the heart, stretching the pecs. And then release the arms down. Okay, let's come into child's pose. So bring the big toes together and open the knees. Sit back and reach the arms forward. And then just bring that forehead to the mat. And then if you'd like, you can come up on your fingertips, which might give you a little bit of a stretch. And then release the fingers back down. And let's sit up for just a minute and bring your knees together. And come back into your child's pose with knees together this time. From here, we're going to come up into a cat arch. So just lift up, rounding the spine. So you have that nice big curve. So you're not neutral. You got a nice big curve to your spine. You're going to come forward so that your shoulders are above your wrists. Belly is lifted, nice and strong. Keep the elbows in towards the body and slowly lower down, coming all the way down to the mat. Nose comes first, belly comes last. Roll the shoulders back and away from you and lift up for baby cobra. So using the back muscles to lift that chest just above your mat. Taking just a couple deep breaths here. And then bring the hands back to the mat. Oh, I just burped. Excuse me, that was so rude. From here, we're going to come back through our cat arch, back to child's pose. So lift the belly, use the arms to press you up through your cat arch, back to child's pose. And then we'll do that again. So coming up through your cat arch, come forward, shoulders above the wrist, belly lifted. Bring the nose to the mat first. And then drop that belly down. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift up to baby cobra. Hands back. Press back up to your cat arch. And back to child's pose. And again, come to your cat arch. Come forward, shoulders above the wrists, belly lifted, lower down, bringing the nose to the mat. Drop the belly. This time coming up into upward facing dog. So straighten the arms. And you want to lift up. So you're not sinking into this, you're really lifting up nice and tall, pressing away from the mat. Totally just cracked my back. I feel good about that. And then from here, curl your toes under, pressing up with the belly, not lifting up with the back. We're going to come into down dog. Hanging out here in down dog for just a few moments. So taking some time to really feel how this down dog feels. So you're pressing away from the mat, the upper body's coming through the arms, the hips are lifting, the back of the legs are long. Pressing those heels towards the mat. And just continuously making those little steps whenever you're holding a pose. And then walk the feet all the way up to your hands and come in to a forward fold. Head is nice and relaxed, the neck is relaxed. And we're just slowly starting to wake up all of the different parts of our body. And then reach the arms out, come all the way up, make sure that those shoulders stay down. Reaching up, knees are soft, lifting up. Taking a couple deep breaths here, really reaching those arms up. So you're kind of heading in opposite directions. Your shoulders are still pressing down, but your fingers are reaching away. And then from here, We'll dive all the way back down to forward fold. Then we'll lift to a halfway lift. You can either come to your fingertips, you can bring your hands to your shins, whatever works for you. But the point is to lift the hips up, almost like you're trying to lift your heels up. But you're feeling all of that length through the back of your legs. And back is nice and flat. And then come back to forward fold. Reach the arms out, come all the way back up. Palms come together this time, little back bend. Hips pressing forward. You want to try to lift up out of the lower back. Come back up and dive down to forward fold. Halfway lift and forward fold. Step back to down dog. Come into plank. Taking just a moment here to hold your plank. So that belly is tight, the core is working, kind of everything is working. And then lower down, hovering just above your mat. And then come into upward facing dog. Curl the toes under, lift back to down dog. Walk the feet forward, come into forward fold. Reach the arms out, come all the way up. Palms come together, little back bend. Reach back up. Dive down to forward fold. Lift up for halfway lift. Back to forward fold. Step the right foot back for low lunge. Nice big step back. Here you want to drop your hips down, but lift that right kneecap. Feeling the stretch in that right hip flexor along the front of your right leg. And then drop that right knee to the mat. Uncurl the right toes. Bring your hands up either to your left knee or all the way up. Pressing the hips forward, maybe arching back a little bit. Bring the hands back to the mat. From here, we'll sit back to half Hanumasana, which is monkey god pose. So you're just gonna sit back, flex that left foot, left leg is straight. Bring the forehead towards that left knee. Really feeling that stretch along the back of that left leg. And then come back, forwards, curl the right toes under, lift the knee back to your low lunge. and step back to down dog. Come forward to plank. Lower down. Come into up dog. Curl the toes under. Press up with the belly, coming into down dog. Reach the left leg up, coming into three-legged down dog or three-legged dog. And then swing it through, come into low lunge. So still with that right leg back. And then step forward to forward fold. Reach the arms out, come all the way up. Palms come together, little back bend. Reach back up. Dive down to forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. And now stepping that left foot back. Coming in to your low lunge on the other side. Drop those hips, lift that left knee. And then drop that left knee to the mat, uncurl the toes, bring the arms up for crescent lunge. Adjust your britches if you need to. Pressing the hips forward. You can press the top of that left foot down into the mat to take some pressure off your left knee if you need to. And bring the hands back to the mat and sit back to half Hanuma. So you want to be really like right on top of that heel. So try not to let that foot flare out to the side. You want the toes pointing straight at the ceiling. And then come back forwards. Back forwards. Does that even make sense? I don't know. Curl the toes under, lift the knee. And step back to down dog. Come into plank. Lower down. Up dog. And down dog. Reach that right leg up, three-legged dog. Swing it through, come into lunge. And then step forward to forward fold. Reach the arms out, come all the way up. Palms come together, little back bend. Reach back up. Dive down to forward fold. Come into your halfway lift. And back to forward fold. Step the right foot back to lunge. Reach the arms up, come into high lunge. Sorry, my husband just left for work. Reaching up. Bring the hands back to the mat. Step back to down dog. Come into plank. Lower down. Up dog. Down dog. Reach the right leg up, three-legged dog. Swing that foot through, come in to low lunge. And let's come into warrior two. So drop the left heels to the mat, turning the toes out. Bring the arms out. Again, just the bridges. Always wondered how those people who do yoga never have to adjust. Is it just me? Am I the only one who has to adjust my clothing? I feel like I should wear a unitard. Okay, so right toes pointing forward. Hips are completely open. They're not one way or the other. Bending into that right knee should be above your ankle. And it shouldn't be in. You want to keep it pressing back. Arms are out, shoulders relaxed. Look down the right fingertips. And again, always making those little adjustments whenever you're in a pose. Flip that palm to face the ceiling and come into dancing warrior. Left arm just comes to rest on that left leg. Right arm is reaching. You're tipping back. From here, we'll come into side angle. So right arm comes down, left arm goes up. You want to drop those hips down. If it's better for you to come with your elbow on your knee, you're welcome to do that. Come back to dancing warrior. And back to low lunge. And step forward to forward fold. Reach the arms out, come all the way up. Palms come together, little back bend. Reach back up. Dive down, forward fold. halfway lift, forward fold, step the left foot back, low lunge, come into high lunge, arms back to low lunge, step back to down dog. Come into plank, lower down, up dog, and down dog. Reach that left leg up, three-legged dog. Come into low lunge. This is where my system breaks down a little bit because now you're going to see me from the back, which is maybe okay because maybe you'll see a different angle of the pose. I don't know. Whatever. This is the way it is. My little low-tech yoga class. Okay, so coming into warrior two. So dropping the right heels down, turning the toes out. Bring the arms up. And everything we talked about before. So hip points pointing forward, arms reaching long, left knee pressing back. Always making the little micro adjustments, getting deeper into your pose. Flip the left palm to face the ceiling. Dancing warrior. And side angle. Back to dancing warrior. And back to low lunge. And step forward to forward fold. Reach the arms out, come all the way up. Palms come together, little back bend. Reach back up. Bring the hands to prayer at heart center. Put the weight in the right foot. Bring the left foot up for tree. So that left foot is either below or above the knee, but never on the knee. Right knee is not locked. Shoulders are relaxed. Finding one spot to focus on. Reach the arms up. And from here, let's come in to dancer's pose. So bring the left arm down and back. Reach the left foot up and grab hold of that left foot on the outside of the foot. Tipping forwards. Reaching that left foot up. Come back up. Release, and then step back to high lunge. Open up for warrior two. So dropping the left heel down, turning the toes out, reaching out. From here, let's come into a star pose. So turn the right toes in. So all toes pointing forward, arms reach up for star pose. And from here, we'll come into wide-legged forward fold. So reaching the arms out, coming forward all the way down to a wide-legged forward fold. And then come almost like you're coming into a halfway lift. So arms are straight, hands are down. From here, you're going to turn your toes out to about a 45-degree angle. Bend the knees, drop the hips down, and come up into goddess pose. Or God, whatever you identify with. It's technically called goddess, though. I have no control over that. So knees pressing back, hips pressing forwards, wrist pressing back. So you're just kind of getting stretches all over the place between like your inner thighs, maybe some pecs with the arms reaching back. Bring the hands to prayer at heart center. And we're going to come into side lunge, Skandasana. So you're going to bend your left knee, straighten the right leg, and flex the right toes. So just dropping down into Skandasana. And then slide across, stay low. Toes flex on the other side. And then come forward back into your low lunge. Step back to down dog. Hanging out here just for a minute. Or, a few seconds as it were. Probably not a full minute. And then walk the feet forward and come into your forward fold. Reach the arms out, come all the way up. Palms come together, little back bend. Reach back up. Hands come to prayer. Weight comes into your left foot. Right foot comes up for tree. And I will probably say this every single time because it's super important. Don't block the left knee. It's really bad for your knee. And try to keep that right knee pressing back. And always remember that sometimes balancing is easier on one leg or the other. Some days balancing is just not in the cards for you, and that's okay too. Every day is different, and you just never know where your body's going to be. Let's reach the arms up and come into dancer pose. So right arm comes back, right foot comes up. Woo! Almost fell over. Grab that right foot, tipping forwards. Moving slowly and mindfully. Keep trying to lift that right foot up as high as it goes. And then come back up. And step back to high lunge. Yeah, that was potentially not the most graceful thing I've ever done. It's all right. We're real people. It's all good. Okay, opening up to warrior two. And then from here, coming into star pose. So straighten the legs, turn the toes in, reach the arms up. And then come in to your wide-legged forward fold. And then come up about halfway, turn the toes out, bend the knees, drop the hips, arms come up for goddess. Trying to sink down as much as you can. And I realize I'm facing away from you. I'm trying to talk louder so you can still hear me. This is only my second class. Cut me a little bit of slack. And then bring the palms together for prayer and come into your Skandasana. So bending deep into the right knee, straighten the left leg, drop the hips down. You can bring your hands down, I should have said this. You can bring your hands down if that's better for you. And then slide across. And then lunge towards the front. Step back to down dog. And then walk the feet forward, come into forward fold. Reach the arms out, come all the way up. Palms come together, little back bend. Reach back up. Sit back to chair. So sitting those hips way back. Weight is completely in your heels, so you should be able to wiggle your toes. Bring the hands to prayer. Maybe sit a little deeper. And then bring the hands to the mat. Lift the hips for forward fold. Step back to down dog. This time, step your feet to the width of your mat and walk your hands back towards your feet. So going the opposite direction. Soft bend in the knees as you reach your arms out and up. And then bring the hands to prayer at heart center. Turn the toes out to maybe 45-ish degrees, somewhere about then. And then from here, we'll sit back to Malasana. So just sitting straight down into a yoga squat. With your elbows, you can use your elbows to press your knees back and try to just relax into this. If you're new to this pose, it can sometimes be a lot. So be very, very gentle. We love our bodies here. We are trying to make our bodies feel good, not bad. So if this is a lot for you,
then you can bring your hands down, lift the hips up a little bit, maybe even come up onto the toes if that's better. But remember, you'll never get into a squat if you don't at least try it. So, and it's so good for you. Like really, really good for you. All right, from here, just go ahead and straighten back up. Turn the toes in, maybe just kind of walk them in so they're about hip distance. Reach the arms up. Straighten up, nice long straight spine. Shoulders relaxed. Dive down to forward fold. Walk the hands back up to your down dog. Lift the right leg up, three-legged dog, and come in to pigeon pose. So bringing that right knee up towards the right wrist. Flip that leg out so the left foot or the right foot comes up towards your left wrist. Sorry, I'm a bit dyslexic, so this right-left thing is kind of tricky for me sometimes. So anyways, you should be like this. The more this foot is up, the bigger your stretch is going to be. So you can either just pick that foot up and move it up, or you can just wiggle that back foot back, which will kind of deepen this stretch for you. And then sit up nice and tall, giving your hips just a moment to kind of figure this out and relax into this. And then when you feel pretty settled into the pose, come down into sleeping pigeon. And from here, just let go. Just completely surrender to this pose. As you're in this pose, you might feel, your hips kind of start to open up a little bit and maybe getting a little more comfortable in the pose. Or not. Maybe you're just sitting here really wishing that we were like done and I was bringing you out of this pose. Maybe I know that this hurts. No, I'm just kidding. Nothing hurts. We never hurt in my yoga class. If this hurts, make adjustments. Right? Like that was so mean. Figure it out. I'm just kidding. It's really hard for me to like teach classes when like you're not even here. You can come here and do yoga with me if you'd like. Okay, that's probably enough. Go ahead and come back up. Curl those left toes under and lift back to your down dog. And then lift that left leg, three-legged dog, and come in to pigeon on the other side. And just, walking that back leg back if you need to, bringing that foot up if that's better, or back, farther back, whatever you need to do to make this feel good. This is a feel good stretch. Over the next couple, whenever you're, settled and ready to, go ahead and come on down. Over the next few weeks, I will be doing little individual videos on the different poses. So I don't give that much instruction during this class, but I will be doing videos to go through all of the ins and outs of some of the different poses. So if you want to, kind of learn a little bit more of the subtle nuances of a pose or whatever, you can start checking out my little videos on individual poses. So I'm going to stop talking now and let you just relax in your sleeping pigeon. Sometimes I'm hanging out in this pose and I have to convince myself that I really do need to come out of it because I feel like I could just stay here for a while. But we should probably come back out of it. So go ahead and come back up. Curl the right toes under, lift back to your down dog. Sometimes I just like to hang out here because I think it feels good and it just sort of allows your body to absorb the stretches that we just did. Okay, so bring the knees to the mat. And let's come into bound angle. So bring your legs around front, soles of the feet together. I'm going to turn facing you, but you can face any direction that you want. You can even have your back to me if you'd like. I will never know. Back here with your booty, if there's anything extra, you can just kind of reach back and pull that out so that you're sitting right on those sit bones and you're feeling a little bit more grounded. Grab hold of the ankles, lift the chest up, shoulders down. Shoulders down is a very big thing with me. You'll hear me say that a lot. I'm also going to be doing a little short snippet of a video on why that's so important and about your shoulder joints and how to love them and protect them. So, bound angle. Chest up, shoulders down, come forward. Wherever feels good to you, you can use your elbows to press those knees out. And you can either just completely sink into this, or if it feels better, you can kind of lead with the girls, if that feels better. If you don't have girls, lead with your chest. I should probably stop talking now. Does this feel good? I hope it does. Feels good to me. I like this pose a lot. I do this pose a lot. If you start taking my yoga classes, you'll probably realize that. Okay, come back up. Let's do some kind of counter to that. We'll do some windshield wipers. So bring your feet out. Maybe if you're actually, facing the correct direction on your mat, it's kind of mat distance. Hands back. And then just drop your knees, both knees to the right. And most likely, everybody feels this where they feel this, but most likely you're going to kind of feel it along the outside of your leg there. It might be a sort of interesting and new sensation for you if you've not done this before. But just go with it. As long as it doesn't, your body will let you know if something bad is happening. So if it hurts, then absolutely either ease up or just come out of it. But it might just be a new and interesting sensation. So, just hang with it, see how it feels. All right, and then come back, adjust if you need to, and then drop your knees to the other direction. And again, just sort of noticing how that feels. Like, what's going on in this stretch? Where do you feel this stretch? I always find that kind of interesting when I'm in a pose to kind of think about all of the different places that I might be feeling it. All right, and go ahead and come back. And we're kind of running out of time here. I got to get to my other job here in a couple minutes. So let's just do an easy seated twist, actually. So come into a comfortable seated position. Bring your left hand to your right knee. Right arm comes behind you. I like to bring that arm in pretty close to my booty and then straighten that arm because that helps me straighten my spine. So it just stretches me out. So I'm here and then straighten that arm and it just straightens me out. So then from here, you're going to twist around to the right, looking over that right shoulder and really twist as much as you can. And then come back to center and go the other direction. Right arm comes to the left knee. Left arm comes behind you. Straighten that arm, straighten the spine, and twist looking over your left shoulder. And come back to center. And go ahead and lie on your back and find your Shavasana. This is also called, for us in our English language, this is corpse pose. So legs out long, arms at your sides. Just taking just a moment to find a nice comfortable position where you can just really release and let go. And we will hang here in Shavasana for just a couple minutes, and then I will bring you out of Shavasana and we will finish our yoga practice for the day. Shavasana is actually really important though, so I very much encourage you to stay here in your Shavasana.
And start to bring yourself back, bringing a little movement into your fingers and into your toes, sort of reawakening your body. And when you're ready, keeping your eyes closed, come up into a nice comfortable seated position, bringing your hands to prayer at heart center. Taking just a moment here to thank yourself for coming and doing yoga this morning. Taking time out of your busy day to do something really, really good for yourself. And I thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your yoga practice today. The divine light in me honors the divine light in you. Namaste. All right. Thanks, guys. I will see you next time. You guys have a good rest of your day. And yeah, always kind of suck at this ending part. I'm going to end now. Bye.